Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Danielle Lewis, owner and CTO, that's Chief Travel Officer of SelfishMe Travel. It's a full-service travel agency with a focus on helping busy women plan selfishly indulgent culinary and wildlife vacations. It's the first Thursday of the month, and I'm back with our regularly scheduled travel industry news. Now I have a lot, so I'll be reading from my little teleprompter. The Arctic blast right before Christmas caused a lot of flight cancellations and delays over the holiday, but the big three, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and United Airlines, were able to handle things within a day or two. Nonetheless, everyone knows, or at least you should know, about the Southwest Airlines fiasco. Right around 80% of their flights were canceled due to antiquated standard operating procedures and communications technology. Also, Southwest Airlines does not have an interline agreement with any of the other carriers that would have allowed their agents to rebook passengers on different airlines. So basically, it was a massive meltdown, an operational nightmare, a cluster. I'm sure there will be additional backlash if Southwest Airlines is slow in processing refunds and paying out customer receipts for lost luggage, hotels, food, alternate flights, alternate transportation. Some people took buses and rented cars, Ubers and Lyfts back and forth to the airport and hotels, new clothes, toiletries, medications, and of course, no-show penalties and or canceled vacations and cruises. Vouchers and credits may not be enough for some people. Go to southwest.com /travel disruption to request reimbursements. Just be aware that if you stayed at a Four Seasons or a St. Regis when a Holiday Inn was available, or you ordered a gourmet meal when a chain restaurant was nearby, you probably won't get full reimbursement from Southwest or, in fact, any other airline for that matter. Anyway, the federal government, DOT, so the federal government's Department of Transportation is warning that it will make declarations and decrees in the near future if Southwest Airlines doesn't come through on behalf of the passengers, and some possible high fines for being irresponsible. Meanwhile, travel advisors and passengers are very hopeful that Southwest Airlines will try to win back their customer base by lowering future airfare prices. On another note, I recently read an article online about a princess cruise to Panama that left Florida on December 30th and denied boarding to dozens of passengers and left them stranded at the port. Why? Because the passengers didn't have their passports. Why didn't they have their passports? Because they booked directly with the cruise line, and the customer service reps told them that no passport is required for closed loop cruises. It's true, closed loop cruises are cruises that begin and end at the same U.S. port, and passengers can use an original or certified copy of their birth certificate along with a valid government-issued ID. This includes cruises to Mexico and Canada because they both share land borders with the U.S., and several of the Caribbean islands, but not all the Caribbean islands. 3 lessons learned from this. Read your documentation. It's clearly stated on the Princess Cruises website and in the contract signed that a passport is required. Panama is a Central American country, not a Caribbean island. So this is where people probably got confused, and the customer service reps as well. Number 2, most insurance will not cover this. Most travel insurance will not cover this because regardless of what you are told by a customer service rep or online forum or Facebook group, it's ultimately your responsibility to read your contract. You're the one that's signing it. Number 3, next time, book with a travel advisor. Any good travel advisor will advise you to travel with a passport at all times. Closed loop be damned, okay? If you get injured or sick and have to be dropped off on an island or in Mexico or Canada, your birth certificate will not get you or your family members on an airplane to get you back home. If the cruise has to terminate unexpectedly on one of those Caribbean islands, or that doesn't, well, even still, if the cruise has to terminate unexpectedly and drop you off or drop everyone off in Mexico or Canada or the Caribbean islands, you still, a birth certificate will not get you on that airplane to get back home. Or something as simple as you were shopping too much and you missed the boat. Okay, it left you in such and such port. Your birth certificate is not going to get you home. Okay, so I definitely tell all of my clients I recommend and I advise, get that passport. Okay, do not rely on a birth certificate. Do not rely on government ID. Get that passport. In other news, China will finally open its borders for international travelers on January 8th. Okay? What is that? Sunday, Monday? Anyway, however, COVID cases are surging all over China. So the Biden administration announced last week, so did some countries like Australia and Canada and France. They announced say that anybody coming from China, Hong Kong, or Macau must show a negative COVID test before entering. Okay, so U.S., Canada, Australia, France so far. I don't know about the other EU countries, but the U.S. says anybody coming from China right now needs to have a negative COVID test. And that took effect today for the USA. Also, effective January 15th, Croatia is switching its currency to the euro and will also become part of the Schengen area countries. This move will make it easier to transit borders between Croatia and the 19 other EU countries. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will address them in the future. Finally, have you seen my teasers? Get ready, get set. Can you guess what's happening? Stay tuned tomorrow for the big announcement of my upcoming group trip and next week's presentation. This is Danielle of SelfishMe Travel. Peace. Thank you.